Hello, I'm Timea Presley and I'm excited to be here today with Caitlin. I'm going to walk you through a sequence of 60 mat Pilates exercises that I designed for dancers. Even if you're not a dancer, you will be able to successfully participate in class if you just make modifications whenever you need to. If you have any injuries or special conditions, please make sure to make adjustments. Now, let's begin the class. Okay, so let's just jump into the exercises. So just lie down on your back. And I would like you to place your hands on the rib cage. Inhale through your nose, feel the rib cage open. And exhale through your mouth, close the ribs, gently pull the belly in. Inhale, this is called lateral costal breathing. The sides and back of the rib cage expand. And as you exhale, widen, flatten the tummy. That's your transversus abdominis engaging to help to stabilize the lower back and pelvis. Inhale, feel the rib cage expand. And exhale, feel the ribs move down and in. You can even guide those ribs down and in with the hands a little bit. And one more breath like this. Inhale, feel the rib cage expand. And exhale, close the ribs, pull the belly in. Okay, set the arms down on the mat next to your body. Okay, allow the collarbones to widen. Exhale and lift one leg to a tabletop position. And inhale, place your foot back down on the mat. And exhale, lift the other leg to tabletop. Inhale to return. Here, focus on that moment when you transfer the weight from one foot to the other. Exhale to lift. And inhale, lower back down. Just keep going with this movement pattern. Carefully observing how you transfer the weight from one foot to the other. And make sure that you maintain that perfect stability of the pelvis in that moment. Exhale to lift. Inhale to release back down. And one more time, collarbones just wide. Exhale and lift one leg. Inhale, release the foot back down. Okay, please place your hands on the hips, on the pelvis. And inhale, open one knee to the side. Exhale, return back to the center. The other side. And again, the challenge is to keep the pelvis centered while the weight of the leg moves to the side. Exhale, bring it back to the center. Inhale, open to the side. Exhale, return. Jaw relaxes. One more time. You're also releasing the hip. And exhale, return back to the center. Okay, set the arms down on the mat next to your body. We are going to play with the position of the pelvis. Exhale, gently engage transversus abdominis, pull the belly in, and imprint the lower back. Feel the tailbone slightly curl up. And inhale, let the tailbone release back down onto the mat. The feet, legs are relaxed. Exhale again, create your imprinted position. Feel the hips also moving towards the ribs. And inhale, release back into neutral. And two more. Exhale to imprint. The lower back lengthens. It doesn't have to be pushed into the floor. Inhale and return to that relaxed neutral position. In neutral, the muscles of the lower back are relaxed. One more time and exhale to imprint. And inhale, returning to that neutral position. Okay, we are going to take this further. Exhale, imprint, roll the spine away from the ground. So peel the spine away from the floor. Here, check in on the toes and make sure that all of your toes are still on the mat. Inhale to raise the arms to the ceiling. Exhale to roll back down. Here, soften the sternum. Think about placing the vertebrae one by one onto the mat. And release the arms back onto the mat. And again, exhale, peel the spine away from the ground. Imagine you're holding a cushion between the knees. Arms lift up to the ceiling. Slowly release back down, softening the sternum, rolling through that imprint. And release the arms back down. Okay, let's play with this a little bit more. Imprint, roll the pelvis up, roll the spine up. Okay, the arms this time stay on the ground. We are going to keep the hips level and we'll shift the pelvis to the side while the knees stay centered and back to the center. Shift the pelvis to the other side and return to the center and then move just an inch closer to the ground. Shift the pelvis to the side and back to the center. Knees are in the middle. Shift to the other side, back to the center and just an inch closer to the ground. Shift to the side. Center, hips are nicely level. Other side. Center, and a little closer to the ground. Let's do one more level. Shift to the side, center, shift to the other side, center, and slowly release all the way back down. So that was lateral translation of the spine. And then imprint, roll the pelvis up again, so peeling the vertebrae one by one away from the floor, checking on the feet. Even the big toe is on the mat. This time we are going to rotate the pelvis, so allow one side of the pelvis to drop down, back to a level position. The other side drops down as you release the glutes and hamstrings on that side. Engage the glutes and hamstrings on that side to lift. Then an inch closer to the floor. Stay there. Rotate, and center, and rotate. This creates a lot of nice movement in that ribcage and thoracic spine. And an inch closer to the floor. And rotate, and center, and rotate, center, and a little closer. And one more level, rotate, and back, and rotate, and back, and roll all the way back down and let the tailbone release out. Now, imprint, roll the pelvis up again. One more variation in this sequence. Rotate the pelvis and roll down on that side of your back. So rolling down on that side of your back. Once you're on the ground, adjust yourself to be in the center again. Imprint, peel the spine away from the ground. Rotate the pelvis and roll down on that side of your back. Right, and back to the center, and let's stay. All right, and that was quite a lot of hamstring work, so let's stretch the hamstrings, an active stretch. Reach the right leg forward above the mat, and flex your foot. Inhale, lift the leg up, and exhale, point, lower the leg back down. And flex, inhale to lift, exhale, point and lower. Inhale to lift. Okay, and here's a good time to scan through the body, get rid of unnecessary tension. Jaw relaxes, neck relaxes, the throat is soft, collarbones are wide, the tailbone stays on the mat. One more time, and flex, inhale to lift, and exhale, point and lower. Okay, bend the knee, place this foot back down on the ground, the pelvis is centered and level, and then reach the other leg forward. And flex, inhale, lift the leg, exhale, point and lower the leg. Flex, inhale to lift, exhale, point and down. Make sure that the left hip does not hike up or the pelvis doesn't rotate. Flex, inhale to go up, parallel, exhale, point and lower. And two more, and lower down. One more time, and flex, inhale, lift, and lower back down. Nice, bend the knee, set the foot down, and just find that centered, relaxed position with the pelvis. Let's make this a little bit harder. Let's now press the feet into the floor and lift the pelvis 2-3 inches away from the ground. So just a slight lift. Let's reach that right leg forward again. And flex, inhale, raise the leg. Exhale, point and lower the leg 5 times. Make sure those hips stay level here. There's a tendency to drop that side that's unsupported. And 3, and down. 4. One more time, and 5, and return, bend the knee, place the foot down. Let's reach the other leg forward, right, and flex, inhale to lift, exhale, point and lower. It's a good time now to check in on the toes of the right foot. Nice, even weight distribution, and point, and inhale, lift, hips are still level, and coming down. One more time, and inhale, and good, and bend the knee. Set the foot down and release the pelvis back down. You're going to focus on the alignment of the head and neck. Look up to the ceiling. Start walking your eyes forward on the ceiling, bringing the chin a little bit towards the chest. And then return to your neutral position, looking right up to the ceiling. One more time. Walk your eyes forward on the ceiling, creating your craniovertebral flexion or head nod, and returning back to neutral. Okay, let's go the other direction now. Walk your eyes back on the ceiling, extending the cervical spine, moving the chin away from the chest. And then return to neutral. One more time. Walk your eyes back on the ceiling, extending the cervical spine. And return to neutral. Okay, now you're going to create our head nod once again. Reach the arms forward. Lift the arms. Lift the head. Lift the shoulders. Tips of the shoulder blades are just above the ground. And release back down on your inhale breath. And again, reaching those arms forward. Little head nod at the beginning. Good. Collarbones still wide. Fingertips reach forward. And releasing back down onto the mat. And just two more. Slight head nod. Good. Look forward right here between those knees. And inhale to release back down. One more time. And head nod. Lift the head. Lift the shoulders. Good. Nice. And return to the mat. And just 4 times, roll the head from side to side. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and back to the center. Okay, let's imprint the lower back. We use that imprinted position as a position of safety when we work in an open kinetic chain. So lift one leg to tabletop, and lift the other leg to tabletop. Make sure the lumbar spine feels secure. Exhale, lower one leg towards the ground, keeping the 90-degree bend in your knee. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, the other leg. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale to lower. Inhale, make sure the back of the ribcage still rests on the mat. One more time. Exhale to lower and lift back up. Nice. Let's place the hands on the knees. And a couple hip circles. Bring the legs apart, forward and close. That's it, just oiling and lubricating the hips here. And the pelvis will rock back and forth a little bit between a neutral and an imprinted position, which is fine. Good, and let's reverse and a little bit like leg circles with feet in the straps on the reformer. One more time, and good, and nice. Okay, the legs come back to a tabletop position. Let's bring the hands behind the head, okay? The elbows can come forward a little tiny bit. And exhale, lift the head and shoulders, coming up into a forward flexion. Inhale, release back down. Exhale, a forward flexion. Ribs move towards the hips. Inhale, release back down. Just 2 more. Exhale, forward flexion. Try to lift the bottom tips of the shoulder blades just above the floor. Inhale, return. One more time. Exhale, forward flexion. Good. Looking towards those knees or thighs. And release back down. Let's straighten the legs towards the ceiling. And do just 4 more right there. Again, exhale, head and shoulders. Inhale to release. Exhale, forward flexion. Great. Inhale, release. And it's more comfortable to have those elbows slightly forward, so don't jam the elbows back, but also don't allow them to come too far forward. One more time. Exhale for the forward flexion. Inhale, release. Let's keep the legs lifted. Set the arms down by your sides. All right. Let's focus on the feet now. Flex the feet. Point the feet. Flex the feet. Point. 3 and 4 and 5. Rolling through the 6 and all right, stay. Point one foot, flex the other, and switch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 or 6. All right, good. Point. Reach both arms up to the ceiling as well. Separate the legs just 2-3 inches and rotate with those wrists and ankles. So circles with the hands and feet. Just a nice flowing breath here. And reverse the circles. And 1, 2. Okay, nice and great. All right, and now just set the arms down on the mat and lower one leg towards the front. And let's scissor the legs. Switch the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Flex the feet and 1, 2. Stable lower back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lift the upper body, hold on to the back of the leg. All right, point the feet and scissor the legs and 1. Very nice. Collarbones wide, stable torso. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then flex the feet, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10. And reach both legs up, and release back down to the floor, and place the feet back down as well. All right, let's have those feet and knees together. Have the arms about 45 degrees away from the body. Take your legs and pelvis over to one side. Roll the head the opposite direction. Inhale. And exhale, return back to the center. Think about the back of the rib cage pulling you back to the middle. Inhale and rotate. Keep those legs glued together, and exhale to come back to the center. And just 2 more. Inhale. And the collarbones are wide here. Keep both of your shoulder blades down on the mat. Good. And the back of the rib cage pulls you back to the center. Nice. One more time, and inhale to rotate. Shoulder blade stays on the mat, and exhale to return. Okay, good, nice. All right, let's put some magnets inside those legs so that the legs can stay together. Bring your arms next to your body. Turn the palms to face your body. Take your arms up to the ceiling and back as you exhale. Inhale out to the side and forward. And this is a nice opportunity for us to warm up the shoulders, but also to check in on the alignment of the back of the rib cage. So the back of the rib cage should still be in contact with the mat as those arms reach overhead. 2 more. Exhale up and back. Inhale out and forward. And exhale up and back. And inhale out and forward. And those legs are still adducted. Let's reach the arms up to the ceiling. Bring the hands together. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling, lifting the shoulder blades away from the ground. Exhale, widen the collarbones, set the shoulder blades down. Inhale to reach the arms up to the ceiling, lifting the shoulder blades. And widen the collarbones, set the shoulder blades down. Now let's add the extension of the neck, the cervical spine. So reach the arms up and tilt your head back, moving the chin away from the chest. And bring those shoulder blades back down, return the head back to neutral. And one more time, arms reach up, tilt the head back, moving the chin away from the chest, and return to your neutral position. All right, release the arms, lift your legs up now, lift up one leg, lift up the other leg, hold on to the back of the thighs so the knees can be bent. Reach the toes forward, roll up to a seated position. So come up to seating. Okay, have your legs straight in front of you. Okay, the legs can be turned out and pointed. Bring the hands behind your fingertips towards the back corner. Sink into the shoulders, allowing those shoulders to come up to your ears, elevation of those scapulae. Push the floor away, depression of the shoulder blades. Inhale, bring the shoulders up to the ears, sinking into those shoulders. And push the floor away, all right. And we are going to keep this active position. Push your hands and heels into the floor and lift the pelvis up. So the pelvis lifts up. Stay and inhale, nice straight line from the toes to the shoulders. Exhale, gently release the pelvis back down. Smooth, easy transition from being relaxed to being very active. And again, exhale to lift the pelvis up. All right, let's just stay here. You can either hold this or you can try lifting one leg up straight. Good, keep the hips level. Bring it back down. And lift the other leg up straight. And bring it back down. And now gently place the pelvis back down on the ground. Nice. All right, let's bring the soles of the feet together in front of the body. The knees will be open. Find the top of the sit bones. Place your hands on your knees. All right, and so lengthen especially that mid-back and upper back. Nice. And then peel yourself away from an imaginary ball, rolling forward, gliding your hands along the shins down towards the ankles, rounding your body over an imaginary beach ball. And rolling back up to straight, lower back, mid-back, upper back, collarbones wide and the head lifts up. And again, there's a beach ball between your feet and the pelvis. And rolling down, head, neck, upper back, the belly leads in and up, rounding yourself over that beach ball. And then rolling back up, bring the pelvis back to vertical, lower back, mid-back, upper back, collarbones widen, nice. Now reach the right hand to the left knee, look back over your shoulder. Okay, and this is a spiral, so we are lengthening and lifting. Take the eyes further back and return to the center. And the other side. Reach across and rotate. Look back over your shoulder. Good. And come back to the center. Bring the hands to the two sides. All right. Let's come into a side bend. Inhale, keeping the opposite hip down, heavy on the floor. Send the breath into the top side of the ribcage. Exhale to return back to the center. And the other side. Inhale, side bend. The opposite hip stays down. Send the breath in the top side of the ribcage. And return back to the center. Nice. All right. We're going to bring the legs to a parallel bent position in front of the body. Reach the arms forward now. And from being on top of the sit bones, let's posteriorly tilt the pelvis and move back slightly behind the sit bones into a C curve. Right there is great. Lift one leg to tabletop and lift the other leg to tabletop. Find your balance there. You can either just hold this or you can reach one leg forward, right? And switch legs, switch legs, switch legs, switch legs. Back to tabletop. Bring the feet back down. Come back to straight. Place your hands on your knees. Glide your hands down along the shins. Bend forward over your legs. Send just one nice deep breath into the back of the ribcage again. Relax the jaw. And come back up to straight. Arms reach forward. Move back into your C curve once again. Lift one leg to tabletop. Other leg. Okay. Straighten the legs towards the ceiling. All right. Nice. And just holding that, that's it. Finding that stability, hold, hold, and hold. Beautiful. Bring the legs back down. Bring the upper body back to vertical, so straight upright. And tilt the pelvis back. Roll down onto your back. Okay. Let's take those arms up to the ceiling and back behind that. So up and over. Good. And this is a great moment to pause and check back in on the back of the ribcage. Allow it to sink into the mat. Bring your arms up to the ceiling again. Chin towards the chest. Start rolling up, reaching to those toes, coming into a forward bend over those legs, which should be an easy forward bend. Don't force it. Come up to straight, arms reach forward. Then tilt the pelvis back, slowly rolling down onto your back. Arms reach up, arms reach back, back of the ribcage on the mat. Arms come up, arms come forward, chin towards the chest. Roll up, reaching forward. All right, that's it. Come up to straight, find the top of the sit bones, tilt the pelvis back, slowly roll down, and this time set the arms down on the mat next to your body. Okay, we are preparing for the 100. Lift the right leg to tabletop, and lift the left leg to tabletop. Reach your arms forward, lift the head and shoulders, and if you want to and can, straighten the legs towards the top of the ceiling there. And little pulses with the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stable shoulders. 21, 2, 3, 4, 5. Belly button in. And 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 50. 1, 2. Anytime you can set the head down. 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. All right, set the head down, set the arms down, legs by the ceiling. Take an inhale and exhale, reach the toes to the wall behind you. Roll over. Here, make sure to keep the head centered. Let's keep those feet at about hip height. Separate the legs and flex the feet. Slowly bring the vertebrae one by one back down onto the mat. All right. And then close the legs and point the feet. And just one more. Exhale, folding the legs onto the upper body, reaching the toes to the back wall, feet at hip height. Separate the legs, flex the feet, keep the head centered, bring the vertebrae back onto the ground, and close the legs, point the feet. Okay, we are going to keep the right leg lifted, bring the left leg straight down on the ground. All right, and of course this could be modified to a bent position with that left leg. Let's start drawing circles on the ceiling with the lifted leg. The pelvis is the stable base, the head of the thigh bone circles in the hip socket. So it looks like a leg exercise, but it's about holding the center again, engaged enough to stabilize the lumbopelvic region while the leg moves. Reverse the circles. And just maintain that nice flowing breath. Observe how the back of the rib cage contacts the mat. One more circle. All right. And pause up there. Lift the other leg up. And set this leg down. Okay, and the circles. Again, stable pelvis. The pelvis is the stable base. The head of the thigh bone circles in the hip socket. Neck relaxes, jaw relaxes, collarbone still wide. Reverse the circles. Okay, nice pause up there. Lift the other leg back up. Reach the arms up to the ceiling as well. All right, here comes a hard one. We are going to move the arms and legs forward and roll up into our teaser balance. All right, that's it. Hard to grab that stability up there. Hold and release back down onto your back. Arms, legs, parallel. Great. Just one more time. Take the arms forward. Take the legs forward. That's it. Finding that balance. Once you're up there, the pelvis wants to rock back and forth. Let's raise the arms up. Take them down on one side. Right. And lift back up. And the other side. And lift back up. Okay, good. And bend the knees, feet together, knees apart. Wrap the arms around the legs. Hold the ankles. The knees could be a little bit separated. Inhale, rock back to your shoulders. Roll it like a ball. Exhale to return. Good. And again, rocking back, trying to keep the same distance between the feet and the pelvis. One more time. And thighs and upper body. Okay, let's make this a little harder. Straighten one leg. Straighten the other leg. Don't go too wide. Very nice. Inhale, rock back again to the shoulder blades. Exhale to come up. And inhale, rock back. Nice job. Catching yourself up there. Good. One more time. And inhale to rock back. Exhale to come up. Okay, good. And release the feet back down onto the floor. Nice. We are going to continue on the hands and knees. So change positions. Position yourself on the hands and knees. Okay. Here the fingers spread out wide. Even the knuckle under the index finger presses into the mat. Round your spine as you exhale. Those wrists are exactly under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Lower the tailbone, lower the head. Then extend the spine, lift the head, lift the chest, lift the tailbone. Trying to extend that upper back. And one more time, round the spine. Think about the tailbone reaching to the floor, the forehead reaching to the tailbone. And extend the spine. The tailbone reaches up, head lifts up, and find neutral. So find that length of line from head to tail. Curl the toes under, flex your feet now. Reach the center, exhale, lift the knees 2-3 inches away from the floor, and just hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Release the knees back down. Exhale, lift the knees up a little bit, and lift the right foot up, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10. Foot down, knees release down. Lift the knees up a little bit, and lift the left foot up, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Foot down, knees down. Point the feet, sit back in your shell stretch. And we could go ahead and do this in a plank as well. So that's a nice additional variation. But instead, I would like you to come back onto the hands and knees now and reach the right leg back, please. Lift it up to about hip height. Okay, then start turning out that right leg and sequentially rotate all the way until your hand can lift away from the ground. That's it, finding balance. Bring your hand back down. Rotate the shoulder girdle back, then the rib cage, then the pelvis, then the leg, bend the knee, bring it back in. The other leg will reach back. Turn out from toe through the hip, rib cage, shoulder girdle, reaching the arm up to the ceiling, finding balance. And bring your hand back down. Rotate the shoulder girdle back, sequential rotation, rib cage, pelvis, leg, bend the knee. All right. Sit back in your chest, so it's just for a moment so that we take the pressure off of those wrists. Okay, now walk your hands towards you and slowly come up. All right, lift the hips away from the heels. And so the torso will be upright and we'll open the arms. And you can still be on the knees, so down on the knees and the arm just open like this. Okay, and well, why don't we turn you to face towards the front over there. Okay, good. And then drop down onto the right hand and lift the left leg up. it will be lifted in a bend position. Okay, good. From there, straighten the leg, okay, and lower the leg to the floor, lightly tap the floor, and lift back up 5 times. 1 and 2, rib and hip connection, 3 and 4, 1 more, and 5 stay. 5 little circles, and 1, 2, and head and neck always continue the line created by the rest of the spine. Okay, reverse the circles, and maintain that flowing breath. 3 and 4, nice, and 5. Okay, bend the knee, come up onto both knees. All right, release the arms down, and circles with the shoulders, and 1 and 2, 2 more, 3 and 4. Open the arms wide. Let's go down onto the left hand, the right leg will lift up. Okay, nice. Lower and lightly tap the floor, and lift 5 times, and 1, rib and hip connection, 2, don't take the arm too far back, 3 and 4 and 5, okay, circles, and 1, 3, 2, nice, 3 and 4, and reverse, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, good, bend the knee. Great, and then come up onto both knees. Release the arms down, and 4 circles with the shoulders. 1, that's it, feel the shoulder blades move on the back of the rib cage. Good, 1 more, and nice, great. I would like you to lie down on your tummy now. So in a prone position, head this way, and we'll have the elbows, the forearms, and the hands on the ground. Have the head and nose hover just above the ground. The legs can be slightly separated, slightly turned out. Lengthen the spine and lift the head and chest a little bit while the arms stay relaxed on the ground. And exhale to release back down. The nose will be just above the floor. And inhale to lengthen and lift. Collarbones widen. And releasing back down. We initiate the movement by this little neck extension that looks like you're pushing the little marble forward on the floor. That's it. And that will trickle down along the spine to get that nice extension in the thoracic spine. Release back down. And 1 more time, and lengthen and lift. And release back down. All right, and let's just do 1 more bonus one. Lengthen and lift, and then press the hands into the floor and go up into a comfortable, nice back extension. Even lift the chin a little tiny bit. And as you release down, think about placing the front of the vertebrae back down on the ground. All right. Now slide your arms forward on the mat, on the ground. Lift both arms, lift both legs, lift the head and chest a little bit of Pilates style swimming. Inhale for a couple movements, exhale for the next couple of movements. You're trying to maintain the steady position of the torso as much as possible. All right, pause and then lift up very high. Lift, 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 lift. That's it. Release back down onto the floor. And a nice spiral. Take the right arm up and over, moving into your spiral stretch. Good. Finding a comfortable position for the head. Allow the weight of the body to melt into the ground. Lengthen the right leg, roll back on your tummy. And then the left arm will reach up and back. Moving into a spiral. Nice. Lengthen the top leg, roll back on your tummy. All right, bring your hands next to your chest. And from there, push yourself back into a shallow stretch once again. And that's a nice stretch and break for the lower back. Walk your hands towards you and come up. All right. Please lie down on the right side of the body facing towards the front. Okay, we'll have that right arm support the head. Okay. Now there are a couple options for the bottom leg. You can just take that bottom leg slightly forward, so the right leg could be slightly forward so that it can help you with balance, almost to the edge of the mat. So the legs would be angled forward. Have the top leg a bit lifted to hip height. And from there, flex the foot, inhale, move the leg forward, and exhale, point, bring it back in one line with the body or slightly back if you can stabilize the torso. Flex, inhale, reaching forward, and exhale, point and back, don't go too far back, so careful. Ah, nice. And just 2 more. Flex, inhale to reach, neutral lower back, that's it. Exhale to return, and flex, inhale, look forward, and exhale to return. Okay, good. And then turn out and lift up the leg to the ceiling, all the way up, and release back down. Good. Just 4 of these, and exhale up, release back down, and lifting up, release back down. Check in on that left shoulder. One more, and lift and release back down. Nice. We'll have both knees bent now, knees on top of each other. If it's comfortable for you, have your arms straight extended in front of you towards the front with the hands on top of each other. Take your top arm up and back, rotating the spine on your inhale. And exhale to return. Nice. And here the knees stay exactly on top of each other. Inhale, reaching up and back. And exhale to return. Another nice strategy to create more movement in the thoracic spine. And inhale up and back. Exhale to return. Last one. And inhale to reach. And all the way back. Okay, good, nice. I think a nice way to turn around would be to just position the head on the other side. So still face the front, but turn so that your head is on the other side of the mat. All right, and then you'll be on your left. Good. So the left arm will support the head. We have the legs just a little bit angled forward to help you with balance. Good. Have that slight gap between the waist and the floor. The top foot is a little tiny bit lifted. Flex, inhale, bring the leg forward. Exhale, point and return. And inhale, and as the leg reaches forward, watch that the lower back stays neutral. Exhale, point and return. 2 more. Inhale, reaching forward. Right shoulder open. Exhale to come back. 1 more time. Flex, inhale, forward. Exhale to come back. All right. Then turn out and lift the leg up to the ceiling and lower back down. 4 times. Lift and return. And lift up. Release down. 1 more time. And nice. All right. Have both knees bent and the arms extended in front of you, hands on top of each other. Inhale, take your arm up and back. And exhale to close. And here, trying to keep the pelvis centered, the knees exactly on top of each other. Again, inhale, reaching back. And exhale to close. 2 more. Inhale. And return. 1 more time. And inhale, open. And all the way back. Nice. Okay, and just push yourself up now. Let's transfer the weight onto our feet. And let's move into a forward bend. And then bend the knees and slowly roll up. Take the arms out and up. And release. And come back to a nice tall